Hey folks, this is Vince with Ads Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to check out 8-Minute Empire Legends. It's a standalone expansion to the core game 8-Minute Empire, meaning that you don't need to own this in order to play this. Now, the two games are very similar, so I'm going to be deviating from my normal format a bit. Rather than going over the rules for this, because I've already covered it here, in fact, I have a video that goes over all of the rules and how the game is played. I'll put that in a link somewhere. Click on the red thing, whatever happens to show up, if you want to learn how to play this game. This video is just designed to quickly go over what's in 8-Minute Empire Legends and how it is different from this game. So without further ado, let's open this box and see what's inside. Alright, now before I get started, I guess some of you may want to know the details of the game, like how many players it's for. According to the back of the box, you've got 2 to 4 players here, 8 to 20 minutes, and ages 13 and up. This is a little different than the core game. In the core game, it supports 2 to 5 players, so actually one less player can play this particular game. So if you have a family of 5, you may want to buy the core game. If you have a family of 4 or just 4 friends, then this one will suit you okay too. Alright, now on to the good stuff. What's different? Well, for those of you that haven't played 8-Minute Empire before, didn't bother watching my other video, for the most part you're going to be grabbing an army color and going out to conquer different lands. The more lands, or regions as they're called in this game, that you occupy, the more points that you earn at the end of the game. In 8-Minute Empire, you also bought cards throughout the game. Along the bottom, it gave you an action that you could take whenever you bought the card, and along the top was a particular resource type that you had to collect, and the more that you collected of that particular type, the more victory points you would earn. 8-Minute Empire Legends is a little different in their card design, and I grabbed some samples here, so I'm going to zoom in on them in a minute. But the overall setup is the same. You've got boards here, though they are modular, which is also different, and they are also two-sided like so you can rotate them, you can do whatever you want to set up your game. You've got this Start Town token. Basically, you can put that almost anywhere on any of these spaces. There are some stipulations in the manual, but I'm not going to get into that here. Again, this is just going to be something quick. And you've also got your standard card setup up here. This is the market. 6 cards to form the market, and the costs are, again, for the most part, the same compared to 8-Minute Empire. The cheaper cards over here on the left, and the more expensive cards over here on the right. And as you buy cards from the market, the cards here will just shift to the left, and the more expensive cards will become cheaper throughout the game. Alright, now just to quickly show you what the cards look like and how they compare, I went ahead and grabbed a card from the core version, just 8-Minute Empire, and this is what it looks like. You've got your immediate action along the bottom here. Whenever a player buys this card, this is the action they'll take, and this is the good that they get for end game scoring purposes only. Alright, now these are the new cards, and as you can see, the art is a lot better. There is still an immediate effect listed on the bottom here, but sometimes the top action will be used for either endgame scoring, or it could be used immediately as a second action for immediate effect. In this case, this Mountain Dwarf, the bottom action here, the immediate effect, you get 2 armies, and you get to cancel out an enemy army cube. On the very top here, this is for endgame scoring, the Mountain Dwarf, plus 3 victory points if you have both mountain cards. This is another example of one that utilizes both an immediate action and something for endgame scoring, the Dire Ogre, plus 1 victory points per 3 coins that you have. And this is the immediate effect down here. You can move 2 army cubes. You've got Dire Grant, which makes you immune to attack. So while it doesn't give you victory points, it will grant you a special ability that you can have during the game. Stronghold, plus 1 victory point per Dire card. Arcane Sphinx, it allows some of your units to fly, which is something new in this game. Again, some cards don't grant you victory points at the end of the game. Some can be used immediately to give you some type of, extra action, whatever the case may be. So if you're looking to conquer regions, then you may want to grab these cards because you'll be able to take more actions. Forest Pixie, for example. His castle card here, whoever has the most elixirs at the end of the game will score extra victory points. So while there is card collecting in this game, it is not as extensive as it is in this game where you're collecting all sorts of different goods. Like you have gems, you have wood, carrots, that kind of thing. Here you only have to worry about elixirs if you're worried about trying to get the most out of it. Now you've also got these leader cards. These are just extra cards that you don't need to use. This is part of one of the variants in the back of the manual. But basically, these are sort of cards that give players a unique profile and special abilities. You've got Red Sorceress here. Keep enemy armies you destroy 1 victory point divided by 3. Start with 5 armies on the starting region. The Bandit King, when you destroy an army, steal a coin, also plus 1 victory point if all your armies are used. You've got the White Knight here, when you build a city, also add an army, plus 1 victory point per control of island with 3+ regions. And the Fairy Queen, plus 1 victory point if you have 3+ forest cards. Take 1 extra card at the game end, no action. And you've also got these victory point counters here so you can keep track of your points as you're tallying them up at the end of the game. And you can flip the card over so you can quickly see how the victory points are tallied. Movement over water, it tells you how that works. 1 victory point per region, 1 victory point per island. Most elixirs give you 2 victory points. And also flying and all that jazz. So again, I'm not going to go over everything, but hopefully this gives you a brief taste as to what you're in for should you decide to pick up this game. Alright, now before I go, I just want to quickly show you that the manual does have some variants listed in the back of the manual. It actually takes up 2 whole pages. So you can add like magic springs, cottages, hidden treasures, magic books, stables. These are called explore tokens. You'll put them on the board, and as players get to these locations, they can sort of get these effects. Like if you happen to land on the magic spring, you gain 2 elixirs. Citadel tokens, which are these here. During the game setup, the player chosen to set up the board places each Citadel token 1 at a time on any region of the board that does not already have a token. At the end of the game, control of these regions is worth 1 extra victory point. So these are sort of ways to customize your game a bit and add an extra flair to the rules. Along the back here, I would explain the leader cards and how they work, poison swamps, alternate board setups, that kind of thing. So there's a lot of different ways to play this game besides the core rules as listed here. Alright, and there you have it, a very brief look at 8-Minute Empire Legends. It's important to stress that I did not cover all of the rules found in the manual. In fact, I was pretty light on the instruction today, but that's because I've already covered the rules in 8-Minute Empire. I have, again, a tutorial video on my YouTube channel. I linked it at the beginning of this video, so if you want to learn how to play, go check it out. Again, the rules are very similar. All you're really going to be doing in this game is using the currency you have left to buy a card on the market and then take its action and try to expand your empire. And at the end of the game, after so many cards are bought by each player, players will tally their points based on how many regions they control, based on how many card bonuses they have, and so on and so forth. Obviously, there's a little bit more detail because the manual is, I want to say about 6 or 8 pages, something like that. But that should give you the general idea. It's very quick and easy to play and has a quick play time. As far as this particular standalone goes, great artwork. My only concern is the 4-player limit. The regular 8-Minute Empire supports up to 5 players. I have a family of 5, so this particular standalone expansion may not be ideal for family game night, but it is still fun nonetheless. So if you want to check out my full review, you can, www.dadsgamingaddiction.com. If you haven't already, subscribed to my YouTube channel. That way you can keep up to date on any new content I happen to publish. This is Vince, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.